Hello everybody, this is Ryan, and I'm here for another video for week 4. This time we're going to talk about distance and midpoint formulas. So when we think about distance, it's the distance between 2 points, and you can think about a triangle. And you could actually use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out how far it is from point xy to point x2, y2. And you can use the Pythagorean theorem to figure that out. But based on that, we can develop what's called a distance formula. The distance formula looks like this. And if you have 2 points, you have point 4, negative 2, and 0, 2. You can use the distance formula to figure out the distance between those 2 points. The only thing you have to make sure you do is you have to understand that this is x1, this is y1. This is x2, and this is y2. So x1 is here, and x2 is here. You take those two values and you plug them in where it says x2, x1. You do the same thing for y2, y1, and then you do your math, and you get down to where you have the square root of 32. So you have to break up the square root of 32 into the square root of 16 times 2. And the reason you choose 16 is because 16 is a perfect square. It has a square root. Square root of 16 is 4. So your answer is 4 square root of 2. Here's another example. Notice this is x1, x2. This is y1, y2, and you plug in those two values and you figure out, and you work the radical. You simplify it down to 5 square root of 2 or 7.07. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is the midpoint. So midpoint is like the halfway point between 2 points, or it's the average. So to figure out the midpoint, you're going to average the x's and you're going to average the y's. So to average, you add the two numbers together and divide by 2. So x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2, and here's the math. So you get 3 halves divided by 6 halves, or 1.53. So that's an example of the midpoint formula. So in this lesson, we covered the distance formula, and we covered the midpoint formula.